Fox Business Alert: gold is diving below 5,000 to a 3-week low. Month to date, it's still up 3%, but at the moment we're at 4,893. As a firmer U.S. dollar makes it more expensive, weaker Asian demand is pressuring the precious metal as the Lunar New Year holiday gets underway. According to Saxo Bank's head of commodity strategy, quite a turnaround. It was earlier this month, around February 3rd, that the precious metal jumped $281 an ounce, its largest dollar gain on record, ending the day at 49.03. So we're slightly below that right now, but you know, when you see that big a jump, that would be the largest percentage gain since March of 2009. Well, now multi-asset trading platform eToro, because there's so much action here in the metals, whether it's bearish or bullish, eToro, which lets users view and copy the trades of others in everything from crypto to equities, is now giving investors the opportunity to trade the precious metal anytime they want. eToro announced today that gold is now live for 24/7 trading on its platform. This comes as eToro continues to push to tokenize all assets. eToro introduced 24/5 trading of popular U.S. equities late last year, meaning users can buy or sell stocks Monday from 4 a.m. to Friday to 8 p.m. Eastern, outside of regular market hours. But what do these changes mean for the next generation of trading? Joining me now, eToro CEO Yoni Assia. Yoni, your stock is up 21%. You came in with some very good earnings numbers, but why now? Why, when gold is on the downswing, at least for the moment, are you getting up to speed on 24/7 gold trading?
Well, first, very excited as a public company, third consecutive beat quarter. So happy to announce earnings today with a strong Q4, strong 2025, and some of January numbers. And I think the market has been looking at what's happening in crypto, which obviously since the 9th of October, it headed from all-time high to a downturn, and at the same time, as you just quoted, gold has been ripping to 5,500. We've been seeing significant trading volume activity actually on gold and silver. We've seen people who actually joined eToro to trade Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana suddenly now saying, okay, let's jump into commodities.
Okay, so you can tell that those people jumping into the metals are the same ones who are exiting some crypto.
I'm not sure whether they're exiting. Most of holders of crypto in many cases are hodlers, but we see they're more engaged now in commodities. So if in the past we've seen crypto people come to eToro, then trade stocks, suddenly now we're seeing crypto people come into eToro, then trade commodities.
Okay, when you say trading gold, can you explain to our viewers, is it physical gold, is it GLD?
No, it's very similar to a future, to a perpetual future. So it's basically a leverage contract that basically doesn't expire, unlike traditional futures. The CME actually launched some of these products last year together with us in Europe as well. In crypto, these are very popular products called perpetual futures, and OTC basically leverage trading.
Speaking of crypto and Europe, you've got the Gemini space station founders, Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss, exiting certain European markets, and you get to be the beneficiary of that. Explain how that relationship is working.
Big fans have known them for a while of Gemini generally. They've decided to basically get out of the European markets, which are the markets we're the most active in. So we've decided to collaborate and basically bring their customers the offering of joining eToro with incentives, and it's a great partnership so far.
Okay, what do you think it'll bring to your bottom line?
That I cannot guess or estimate right now.
Because crypto has been so flighty and, well, actually smashing into the ground. We're going to talk with Michael Saylor about that coming up. But give me a sense overall about where eToro plans to be in, let's say, a year or two. You want to be a super app. What does that mean to you?
That means that we built eToro. We started 18 years ago. We have now almost 4 million brokerage accounts.
Most of how them, many active users? How many registered users?
Registered users
40
now about
million?
45 million.
45 million.
Now, that audience is a young audience, joined us in their 20s, now maturing, going into their 40s. We want to make sure we cater to their entire financial needs. So our customers in Europe get a virtual bank account with us. Our customers in Australia, UK, and France get savings plans from us. In Germany as well, recurring investments, which is the savings plans of Germany and European countries. So we enable them to have a debit card with Visa so they can spend money, neo-banking capabilities like a virtual bank account, pension and savings, investing in smart portfolios, things like investing in our quantitative long-short smart portfolios on eToro, and of course trading 25 different capital markets, 25 different stock markets across the globe, alongside hundreds of crypto assets and derivatives.
I remember when you went public. We've been talking for a long time, you and I, on this show. There are other competitors, Robinhood, Coinbase, not doing exactly what you do, but very similar. And it looks like there are other brokerages that are trying to knock off the sort of social media aspect of what you are doing. And that is this ability to mimic other people's trades that are on the platform. What happens there? Because longer term, I mean, today your stock is up 21%, but year to date, past year, has not really. So
first of all, we need to think about the large trends. And the large trends are Gen Y, Gen Z are going to amass $120 trillion of generational transfer of wealth, the largest in history.
If their parents leave them the money.
On the back end of that, we're going to see the tokenization of everything. Everything is becoming basically crypto, 24/7, transferable. So tokenization is happening, and that's SEC chair and CFTC chair saying capital markets in the US are moving on-chain and the world is following. We are just in the middle of this perfect storm alongside tokenization and the generational transformation of wealth into a third one, which is an AI-first, digital-first platform like eToro that enables you to trade everything across the globe 24/7. Now, this market is a very large market. We're talking about $120 trillion. We're still very much in the infancy of that generational transformation of wealth. And with AI, we're now accelerating product innovation to where I think no other firm is, which is our App Store. And now 1,000 new apps on top of the eToro App Store.
And you also launched Tori, T-O-I-R-I, the AI analyst. I would imagine that helps people
understand their portfolio, what's happening in the market. It's the like AI today is the best market analyst, it's the best quant, it's the best evaluator of what's happening in the market versus risk. We've seen amazing apps, by the way. So our pro investors, the ones who are making money from being copied on eToro, they're the ones building now the apps on eToro. More than 750, more than 1,000 apps in the pipeline, 5 to 50 already published this week in the process of publishing. And then you see the capabilities of smart people who've been passionate about capital markets on eToro for years, now understanding they have the capability to actually be builders and solopreneurs on eToro as well.
Well, let me just end by saying that your Q4 assets under administration grew by 11%. You got a real business here, $18.5 billion year over year. So
on the path, hopefully, to $1 trillion.
Yoni, we'll watch it.
Thank you very much.
We'll catch a ride on the Star Tail if it continues. Thank you so much.
Thank you.